Hello guys and gals, and welcome to another episode of Unique Items. Thanks to one of my friends on Discord named Zax, I have finally gotten access to a lot of the wands which are missing from the Kingpin's item pack. Speaking of the Kingpin's item pack, I'm going to be releasing my own item pack called GGM's item pack, and it's going to have fixes for a lot of all of the problems that the Kingpin's item pack has. Like for instance, the missing items, the broken items, like Tyrael's being plus 100% requirements instead of negative 100% requirements, Azure Wrath being level 54 instead of 84. There are tons and tons of errors in the Kingpin's item pack that I have discovered over the years that I've used it, especially the year in which I've been making unique item videos, rune word videos, and so forth and so on. And so I hope to come up with a pack that you guys can download, which will be more complete, more succinct, and give you access to everything that you need at your fingertips instead of having to constantly finagle things. Anyway, as always, these items are very interesting to go over, and this one in particular, I want to preface by saying that this is a Treasure Class 3 item. If you have no idea what that means that it is exceedingly rare to find this outside of normal Act 1. You will generally not find this outside of normal Act 1, and if you do find it outside of normal Act 1, it is a very rare drop. So if you're looking for this wand specifically, I suggest you go to normal Act 1 with your high-level character, put on tons of magic find, and be a god running around murdering everything, because that's your best bet on finding this. The Torch of Ero is a regular wand. It has one-handed damage of 2 to 4, and at level 5, when you put this on, you might actually thwack a couple things with it. Honestly, though, when it comes to wands, they're usually so bad in terms of durability as well as damage that they just make absolutely terrible weapons. There are maybe some exceptions to that rule, but for the most part, they're just terrible weapons. Because they're not meant to be weapons, right? They're meant to enhance your magical prowess. This one in particular has +1 Necromancer skills, which is absolutely excellent, and at level 5 is going to come in super handy. 5 to 9 fire damage, which means you actually can thwack some things with this on level. In fact, you probably could kill quite a few monsters at level 5 with this. With the 2 to 4 that's on the weapon and the 5 to 9 fire damage that's added, you're probably going to see some pretty decent numbers. It also has 6% lifesteal, which is nothing. You have to imagine that 6% lifesteal is off of how much damage it does. And since the weapon does basically no damage, it's not going to actually give you any actual lifesteal. And I think this is the most important thing, is that when you put this on and you start to realize that, hey, you know, where's my, there it is. Raven Frost always gives you a little bit of extra damage as well. As you can see, I got 12 to 23, but 5 to 9 of that is fire. So 6% of basically what? 7 to, like, it's not even really worth calculating. It's not going to be much HP. Maybe at level 5 when you put this on, the lifesteal might be halfway decent, but it's not going to do you very good. +10 energy, though, is actually really nice for a low-level character. As you can see, I go from 312 mana to 332 mana. So I gain 20 mana points for 10 energy, and 20 mana points at level 5 is actually pretty high. We also get 5% regeneration of mana, which is also very nice. Now, at this particular level, when we have relatively no mana, it's not really going to help us very much, but it will help us more because it gives us more mana to do with. In fact, at lower levels, one of the easiest ways you can increase your regeneration, believe it or not, is not to add regeneration, but to add mana. A lot of people will tell you this on a regular basis. They're like, don't put any points into energy, don't put any points into energy, don't put any points into energy, right? Well, they're wrong. I'm going to tell you right now that they're absolutely 100% wrong. The way that regeneration works is the larger your mana pool is, the faster your mana regenerates, which means that a few extra points in energy, like some chipped, sapphires in an armor, things that give you more mana will increase your regeneration rate. You could have level 20 warmth on a sorceress with a massive amount of mana regeneration, but if your mana pool is a tiny little insignificant thing, the regeneration rate will be awful. I would stress to any of you who have been taught the no points in energy mechanic, to actually go look at the mana regeneration window. Look up mana regeneration and find the chart that actually shows how much mana influences your regeneration. That literally to the point you can have like 500% mana regeneration, and if you don't have enough mana, it's useless. All you guys out there who are running Insight with a Amazon that has like 40 mana, you're doing yourself a disservice. You need more mana to actually utilize the regeneration. Now, am I saying keep the points in energy? No. So as you level up, you gain more points in mana. And when you put on equipment and you get lots of other pieces of gear, eventually you don't need points into energy. And this allows you to take those points out. And then you can respec your character later so that you can take those points out of energy and put them into where you need them, like strength, dex, or vitality. And basically, at the early levels, when your mana pool is at its smallest, 10 energy is massive. Just putting 10 points into energy when you're at level 5 is a huge boon to your regeneration rate and your capability of spamming spells. We also have 3 to light radius on here, which is a moot point, and 50% bonus damage to undead. Now, since the whole first part of the level, or this game, has lots of undead in it, demons, undead zombies, skeletons, and so forth, it actually could come in handy on these early levels for bonking some things. You can also find this in the ethereal form, which will beef up the damage a tiny little bit to 3 to 6. And it's honestly not even really worth it. Since the durability is so low, you're going to break it really fast. And this wand could potentially be useful to you for quite some time on a Necromancer because of the +1 skills. So, you know, obviously you wouldn't want to break it. I think it would be rather silly to break it, actually. Now, I'm not going to upgrade these wands. The reason why I'm not going to upgrade these wands is because most of these wands don't have enhanced damage on them. They're not meant to actually be used as weapons, and they upgrade really poorly. But for the sake of the video, because I know you guys are interested in this sort of thing, I'm going to tell you what this wand would upgrade to if you potentially wanted to upgrade it. So the wand is the normal difficulty version, and the burnt wand is the exceptional version. The exceptional version of this wand, if you were to upgrade it with a Ral, a Soul, and a Perfect Emerald, you would get to 8 to 18 damage, so not really that great of an upgrade. And the level would upgrade quite a bit to, I think it's like level 30 is what it would end up being, or 25, because this is a relatively low-level item. And then if you were to upgrade it a second time to the Polished Wand, or as my brother likes to call it, the Polish Wand, it would upgrade to 13 to 33 damage, which again is not very much. And because this has no actual enhanced damage on it, it's not going to be anything other than 13 to 33. So it's actually going to be 13 to 33 damage. Plus the level requirement is going to go way up to probably around, like, I think it's like level 55 for the Polish wand or the Polished wand. And it's just really not worth it, in my opinion. You're not going to get the effect that you want out of this particular wand by upgrading it. In fact, I think it's better just in general that it stays unupgraded. All right, so now that we have kind of gone over the item, let's go to Silo's Pen and let's take a look and see, you know, what particularly we could find this item, where we could find this item. One of the things about this item is that it's not particularly very easy to find at lower levels. I mean, at higher levels. The problem with this item is that it's a TC class 3 item, as I talked about in the beginning of this level, this video, this level. Basically, what this is it's going to have really crappy drop probabilities from anything that's a higher level monster. The higher level the monster, the worse it's going to be. As you can see, normal Andorial has 1 in 4,248, which honestly is pretty terrible for this. And even Blood Raven here in Burial Grounds is 1 in 9,749. Let's take a look at super uniques, and I do have this restricted to normal difficulty. And the reason for this is because normal difficulty is the best place to find this. Normal difficulty, Act 1, is the best place to find this wand. If you're trying anywhere else, it's not going to work. I have 0% Magic Find here, but you know what? Let's upgrade this to 100%. It is a level 5 item, and you might be trying to find it on a low-level character. but 100% is not out of the realm for a low-level character if you were trying to put some Magic Find equipment together. Now, looking at super uniques, you'll see that Cold Crow, which is in cave level 1, has a 1,459 probability. So 1 in 1,459, which is not bad at all, especially if you've got a decent amount of Magic Find. And if we were to upgrade that Magic Find to, say, 400%, you'll notice that it goes up even nicer to 1 in 986. The reason for this is because she is a very low-level monster. She is a monster that has a very high drop probability for things like Gull Dagger. So you could very easily farm Cold Crow over and over again for a Gull Dagger, and you might end up with a Torch of Ero, because she also has a very good probability of dropping the Torch of Ero. So keep that in mind. Then we also have regular monsters. So regular monsters are going to have a probability to drop this. And you can notice already that we've got things like Catacombs, Tower Cellar level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, Pit level 1 and 2, 3. A lot of the monsters on here, as you can see, are all Act 1 monsters. So running through Act 1 with a large amount of Magic Find can very likely net you a Torch of Ero. Every single monster, essentially, in like the entirety of Act 1 has a pretty good chance to drop this. The higher level the monster, the worse the chance, because of the whole TC class level 3 thing. So if you're trying to hunt for this specifically, my advice to you would be go to Act 1, normal difficulty, walk out into the Bloodmoor with your OP high Magic Find character, maybe a Dream Paladin or something, and just walk around and murder everything. And you will probably see low class uniques drop, TC class 3 uniques drop. Just walk all the way from Bloodmoor all the way up to, like Taomi Highlands, and just kill everything. And you'll probably get quite a few low class uniques. TC3 uniques are just exceptionally rare for some reason, like Greyform Quilted Armor. You hardly ever see the thing. Torch of Ero, you hardly ever see it. There's quite a few of these low class items. As always, I do appreciate you guys and gals watching my videos, even when we are talking about Necromancer wands. And as always, keep watching.